My name is Jade Lacane and it is the 24th of January 2022. And for my chosen study aid, I chose to concentrate on the role of the pancreas and liver in regulating digestion, as they are essential to the digestive process. So what is the digestive system? The digestive system is made up of hollow organs. It goes from your mouth all the way down to your anus, so compromise pretty much all your torso and part of your skull. It helps body break down food, to provide energy, to help us breathe, stay alive. So when we eat food, it gets broken down in this digestive system. It can go to help repair cells, create new ones, to give us energy to walk, talk, breathe, move, pretty much do everything and anything that we do as humans. There is quite a common misconception amongst people on the fundamental organs of the digestive system. A lot of the time it's thought that the stomach, your food goes to your stomach, it's broken down in the stomach and that's it, it comes out. But that is not true. We have accessory organs that help with the digestive process so that digestion would not be possible without these, which include the pancreas and the liver. It's important to note that, contrary to popular belief, food doesn't actually pass through these organs. They just assist the stomach with breaking it down and then it going into the small intestine. So there are hormones in there that get released, that release something else, the way a lot of systems work in the body, such as the endocrine system. And here we have a diagram of the basics of the digestive system. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the liver. The liver is a critical accessory organ of the digestive system. It actually has over 200 jobs in the body, which is pretty crazy. But the main roles that it plays in the digestive process, which we're talking about today, are the storage and releasing of nutrients, and they actually change nutrients that pass through it from one form to another. And they will store them and they will release them as the body needs. And the liver actually stores glucose and will release it as the body needs, contrary to the pancreas, as we will see. And the other significant role that it plays in the digestive system is produces bile. Now, this is extremely important as the body cannot digest fat. And bile salts in the bile help to break down fat globules and help absorb them into the bloodstream, and they create a bigger surface area of the fat globule, so it gets absorbed easier through the bloodstream. As I said, the stomach acid cannot do this. Bile is what does, and that's produced by the liver here. So that is obviously very, very important, as fat is a critical macronutrient that we must consume as humans for a healthy body. And here we have a diagram, obviously, of the liver next to the stomach. So the pancreas. The pancreas, like the liver, is another accessory organ to digestion, which also has a number of roles. Here we have it kind of looks like a piece of corn. It really looks like a piece of corn. And then below it is the beginning of the small intestine. So you see the duodenum. And yeah, that is the beginning of it moving into the small intestine from the pancreas. Not the food, as we said, food doesn't pass through it. But it helping the small intestine as the food moves from the stomach into the small intestine. So what does the pancreas do? The pancreas produces a cocktail of enzymes, you could say. It releases a lot of digestive juices called enzymes, and it releases enzymes in order to help break down fats and proteins as it enters the small intestine. And these are really, really important, because without these, the food that we eat would not get broken down correctly and then distributed throughout the body. It also produces insulin, which is very, very important, as it allows glucose to pass through the bloodstream into your cells. And when too much of this gets, the body does not recognize insulin, or it does not get, the body becomes resistant to insulin. That's when you get conditions like diabetes, etc., as glucose does not enter your bloodstream as readily. It also produces chemicals to break down macromolecules. So as you can see, it's extremely important. The liver and the pancreas are both extremely crucial in digestion. So the homework for this week is, What are the other accessory organs of digestion? There are quite a few more. And there is especially a very, very important one which is located nearest to the liver and pancreas. It sits just below it. And hint, it is the liver's best friend. And the name of this particular accessory organ is not what you think it would be for. It's kind of a weird sounding name, and it looks kind of weird. It is kind of weird. Bit of an outlier, but extremely, extremely important in digestion. And here we just have a quick word match. So if we go through them quickly. So if we start with the first one, the liver, which one do we think on the right that matches the left? The liver does what? All we know from what we said, that it produces bile. So on the left we have produces bile. Produces enzymes. So what on the left side, on the right side, produces enzymes? Now we know it's the pancreas, as we discussed, that cocktail of enzymes. Think of like a little espresso martini for the digestion. Emulsifies fat. What can you see there that we think emulsifies fat? You guessed it, bile. Increases the surface area of the globule, so we can absorb fat more readily into the bloodstream. Bile is released into the gallbladder. We know that bile is released and stored in the gallbladder by the liver. Stomach acid is neutralized. Stomach acid is neutralized by the pancreas. Organ that stores bile. And we all know it is the gallbladder. So, bit of a red herring there. Can you name all the accessory organs? If you have a quick look, I'm sure you could name some that we've spoken about. But your homework for this week is to find out which ones of those match what. So I'm sure there we could easily match the liver and the pancreas, the small intestine, large intestine, probably the salivary glands and the anus. Can you match them all?